right, what's going on, you guys? Nick here with Nick Strength and Power. Let's talk about the classic physique prejudging at the 2022 Mr. Olympia. This was a very interesting prejudging. So the first call out was a lot of guys. You had Breon, Fabian, Mike, Ramon, CBum, Terrence, and Wesley. So a 9-guy call out. That's probably most of your top 10 there. Wesley, I think that was the more noteworthy part of that Wesley made the first call out. Now, to me, the really interesting part of this call out was they kept Terrence on the outside pretty much the entire time, as well as they moved Breon to the outside. Then they moved and Ramon to the center against Chris, which is kind of what we thought was going to happen. The guys that were going to be in the conversation, I think most of us thought that it was going to be and Ramon really pushing for those top spots. But I'm surprised to see that they weren't comparing Terrence in the middle against Chris. I don't think they put Terrence against Chris at all in that first call-out, which is pretty stunning considering the fact that he was the runner-up last year. So the judging this year is interesting. There's a chance now that Rami might lose the title. It looks like the runner-up from last year might not be runner-up this year in Classic Physique. But with that being said, as much as I think and Ramon are pushing Chris, I don't think Chris is going to lose the title. Chris, I gotta say, nailed it. We got exactly what we were promised from Chris and Hani, a bigger version of Chris. He looked massive out there, by far the biggest guy in Classic Physique. He looked massive. His conditioning was on point. He hit the front double bicep pose. You couldn't see any imbalance in the biceps on stage. Crazy, like one of the shots that really impressed me was his most muscular. He looked huge. Keep in mind, he's a Classic Physique competitor. He looked massive. You can see every fiber, every striation in his chest. Chris really impressed me here. I don't think he's going to be beat. He did more than enough, I think, to win. But I do think he's being pushed by Ramon and and that does look like it's going to be your top 3. Now, after that first call-out is where things really got interesting. They did kind of a reverse call-out. So they did a call-out of, like, the guys that were battling for 6th, and then a call-out for the guys that were battling for 3rd through 5th. Then they did a top 2. So the guys that were battling for 6th, surprisingly, they had Rough Diesel in this, what I would call kind of a third call-out, battling with Wesley Vissers for what looked like 6th and 7th place. So this, to me, was the biggest shock of the night. And I think Terrence was shocked as well. You could see it on his face. And like I said, if you guys go back to the weigh-ins, Terrence actually did miss weight by 1 pound. And he had to run up and down the escalators right outside of the weigh-in room trying to lose weight, trying to lose that 1 pound in an hour. So was it missing weight that threw off Terrence's physique? I do think he looked off here. But I was still surprised to see him in this call-out basically battling for 6th. When he was runner-up this year. So one thing is for sure, this is going to be an interesting Olympia. The judging here, it looks like they want new champions. They want new top guys. They're really giving guys a fair shot at cracking into these top spots, and that adds further fuel to maybe Rami is losing the title, because it looks like the judging for Classic Physique was just as full of surprises. So the call-out they did after this call-out with Terrence, I believe, was for 3, 4, and 5, and this was Breon, and Mike the Badass. Now, to me, was the clear winner of this call-out. I think will be top 3. I think it's between Mike and Breon to try to see who's 4th. Honestly, I think Breon will take 4th here. So far, based on how this is going, I would say 3rd 4th Breon, 5th Mike, 6th Terrence, 7th Wesley. Now, that brings us to our final call-out. Top 2, a very clear, very dominant, very decisive top 2. Ramon Dino and Chris Bumstead. So Ramon has improved tremendously, moving up several places from last year's Olympia. He was actually unable to beat Terrence at the Arnold Classic this year, so that's how much he's improved. He's way ahead of Terrence here by, looks like, about 4 placings. I think Ramon and Chris were the 2 biggest guys, the most muscular guys. But I still think, and I think Brazilian fans probably won't like this prediction, I still think Chris is winning this. I think Chris, as the champ, he nailed it. He came in, I think, better than last year, certainly bigger. He made good on his promise. He didn't leave the door open. I don't think he was off. And I think you could see that in the comparisons with Ramon. I think he still outsized him. The conditioning, however, I think was pretty close between the two. But Chris is just so overwhelmingly dominant with his width, with his size, with his stage presence. I think Chris still takes it, but Ramon is pushing him. So it is a very exciting Olympia. This is kind of what we expected to happen. Ramon and Urs, these two newcomers, the young guys, really moving up quickly in the classic physique ranks. And I think Chris is going to have some work on his hands the next couple of years as these guys continue to push him at the rate that they seem to be improving, especially Ramon. Ramon is jumping placings like crazy from show to show. He is doing really well. I think Urs is going to need to add a little bit more size to be competitive with Chris and Ramon, because I think that was the top two, was like the two most muscular guys, Chris and Ramon. And I think that if Urs wants to be in there, and hopefully I would still like to see a call-out at the finals with Urs thrown in that top three, a top three call-out, and not just the Urs, Breon, and Mike. And I would like to see, hopefully, Terrence tighten up and see Terrence make it into the conversation a little bit more, because I think that was his issue, was conditioning. And I think if he comes in tighter at finals, he could have a chance to move up a placing or two and inject himself into that conversation of the Urs, Breon, and Mike call-out. Because I think that there's a chance that Terrence could definitely move ahead of Mike, even though it looks like they had Mike the Badass ahead of Terrence at this. But anyway, that's my prediction. So I think Chris will win, Ramon in second, Urs in third, Breon fourth. It looks like right now they have Mike in that fifth place spot, and it looks like right now they've got Terrence in sixth. Wesley looking really good, got a really good look here, Wesley in seventh. So overall, very exciting classic physique prejudging. And of course, as always, my coverage of the 2022 Mr. Olympia weekend is presented to you by the Arnold Sports Festival, the world's #1 health, fitness, and sports expo. Visit arnoldsports.com to reserve your Arnold Classic, Arnold Strongman Classic, and Ultimate Arnold Expo VIP packages. I will be there signing autographs, meeting you guys, taking pictures. I hope to see you guys there as well. So go to the arnoldsports.com website and get your tickets now. Make sure you like and subscribe for more Olympia coverage just like this. The weekend is not over, and we've got something exciting coming for you guys tomorrow. As always, I love you guys. Appreciate you guys. Nick Strength and Power, signing out.
I think that every bodybuilder has something unique. If it is the pose off, or if it is a certain pose that really closes the deal. I think the action is a lot of it in a combination of symmetry, of size, muscle separation, definition, and the performance, so that you can show off this quality that you have. Because they have a lot.
All right, guys, don't forget to click that like button and subscribe to this channel if you enjoy the content. Also, check out my Instagram at Nick Strength Power, my Facebook page, which is simply Nick Strength and Power, my secondary YouTube channel, Nick Strength and Vlogs, for vlogs and bonus content that you will not see on this channel. And consider subscribing to my third YouTube channel, Nick Strength and Pokemon, which is all things Pokemon and trading card games, completely unrelated to this channel. So if you're into that, give that one a look. And all links to merchandise and social media will be in the description box below. If you guys want a Nick Strength and Power t-shirt, that will be in the Shopify link below. Have a great day.